Wakanda! Alright, so you already know what it's gonna be. Black Panther movie review, about to jump right into it. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And Movie Breakdowns is a movie review series where we look at old and new movies, give them a grading system, so plus or minuses, A through F grade, and then we go into detail on cast and characters. So just go ahead and jump into this. Black Panther, that came out this year, literally just came out this weekend, February 2018, and it's another Marvel did it again. It's another one of those Marvel movies. Another Marvel did it again. Let's put it that way. This is one of those movies that's another Marvel did it again. Took another character who relatively nobody really knew anything about, unless you're a huge diehard comic book fan. It's like put him in the class with Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, the Black Panther. So these characters like Doctor Strange, like if you wasn't a diehard comic book fan, you probably didn't know who Doctor Strange is as well. So they bring these characters out of nowhere and make it on the big screen and make it work. They made it work. This movie, it was up there for me when watching this, up there with Winter Soldier and the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Actually, since Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, this movie's right up there with them. Like, Marvel just keeps knocking the ball at the park and they're running with it. Like, just keep doing it. Knocking the ball at the park, baseball with football, and running with it. Hey, Marvel really can't do anything wrong right now. I've not seen a bad Marvel movie since the first Captain America movie. And I watched it again, I was like, oh, it's a little better. Not as good, a little better. But anyway, we're talking about Black Panther. So, in this movie, we get to see T'Challa, who's played by Chadwick Boseman. I got his name right. I know I did this time. Chadwick Boseman, who plays T'Challa, who is the new Black Panther. If you watch Civil War, that's another thing I want to say about this movie. You have to watch Civil War to understand where T'Challa is coming from, to understand how he got the mantle of Black Panther. His father was the original not the original, he was the first, can't say the first, he was the previous Black Panther, the previous king of Wakanda, which is the place that T'Challa is from, or the kingdom where T'Challa is from. And he's the previous Black Panther, not the first, but the previous. He dies in Civil War, and because of his death, the mantle is handed down to his son, who is T'Challa, and he's the new Black Panther. Now, in this movie, T'Challa is pretty much learning how to become Black Panther. He is pretty much trying to figure out how to become the king and whether or not the country of Wakanda should stay hidden as it was throughout all those centuries, or should they come out and be open to the world, like be more internationally open and have people come in and help out the world, which sets up Avengers Infinity War. So that's what like this movie's kind of setting up to. It's a set up to Avengers Infinity War, which comes out in May, I believe in May or July, in the summertime. Let's put it in summer. Anyway, so we're learning how T'Challa's becoming the king and all the things he got to deal with as being Black Panther. And one of the first things he has to do is being Black Panther, I guess, being the king of Wakanda, is that he has to now like pretty much rule his kingdom. But then he finds out that the previous man who killed a bunch of Wakandans and also stole some of the vibranium, which is how Wakanda flourishes off of it. It was created on vibranium, which is the same metal that's, or I guess element, not even an element, it's more of a indestructible metal. What Captain America's shield is made out of, that's what the metal is pretty much like in this land. Wakanda's rich of vibranium. And a lot of people want that vibranium to create weapons of mass destruction. And one of those guys who were able to get some vibranium and sell it to arms dealers was this guy named Claw, who's played by Andy Serkis. And T'Challa is supposed to go and find Claw and bring him back so he can pay for his crimes. Well, as he's doing that, he runs into a bunch of other problems, which leads to another problem, and leads to another problem, and comes out to be like a civil war amongst the people because of one man that the king is trying to capture. And to me, it's a good storyline. oh man, there's so much to say without spoiling it. So I'm doing a spoiler review because of it, but it's a good storyline, and I really loved it. I really love watching this movie. The cast in this movie is phenomenal, like just great. Everybody's great, but one man who stood out among everybody else is Michael Jordan. That's the basketball player, Michael B. Jordan, the actor. Phenomenal. Like, he finally made a villain in Marvel Universe worth something. Like, there's Loki and now there's Killmonger. That's the two right now, because in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy 1, their villains didn't really last that long. It wasn't really worth mentioning and worth caring about. Thanos hasn't appeared yet. In Thor 3, she was a cool villain, but she wasn't really, she didn't have that much time on the scene. Like, her motives wasn't really that great of motives. Like, she talked about it, but you never felt like she could dominate and just take over. When Michael B. Jordan spoke on screen, you was like, I feel him. I understand where he's coming from. Like, it makes so much sense. Like, his problems was more, that's why I say it's more like Winter Soldier, because his problems more realistic and real problems that the character dealt with, so it made sense for him. Like, Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy is so out of space and so out there that when in Captain America Civil War was a lot more superheroes, so almost like it wasn't real life problems. But this villain had real world problems. Just like how in Captain America 2, it was more of a realistic kind of movie where as a person who found his friend after all these years and he's trying to stop his friend from committing like more crimes. That's something it can happen to an average person, but it's gonna be rare. But something like that, it can happen. And the same thing with this movie. The reason why Killmonger, his motives worked because it was a real life issue. So Marvel brought a real life problem onto the screen and made the movie a more realistic movie. I loved it. So let's bring out the cast. Let's talk about the cast. Chadwick Boseman. He had Black Panther. I liked him as Black Panther. He was cool as Black Panther, but to me, he didn't really steal the movie. He was the guy. He was a new superhero, and like I what's the word I want to say? I can see where he's coming from. I see his point of view, but I didn't really feel passionate behind him as the way I felt with Michael B. Jordan when he spoke as Killmonger. I didn't feel the passion behind the Black Panther. I'm not sure whether or not it's because the accent he had, or I'm not sure what it was, but I didn't feel that passion. And nothing, I say his accent was bad. Like, all of them had an accent in the movie, but I know, just something about T'Challa and the way he carried himself in this movie, I didn't really feel that yeah. But maybe, because in Civil War, I felt T'Challa was more of a threat. I felt like he was like, he can come in, handle his business, and walk out, and like, don't mess with the Black Panther. And this movie, it wasn't like the T'Challa we saw in Civil War. It was a different T'Challa, and he was more of a laid back, kind of like, I'm gonna overcome. Instead of being like, I'm gonna just take out everybody, he was almost like, I'm gonna overcome. Yes, I get beat. Yes, this happened, but I'm gonna overcome. Then you get Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, he made Killmonger a character you wanted to watch, a character that you cared about now. So like, normally Killmonger is a character that, once again, one of those diehard comic book fans gonna know about, because to me, he's just whatever. He's a no name, don't really care. But Michael B. Jordan made the character worth caring about, made the character worth somebody you want to invest in and see, like, oh my gosh, see where he's coming from, see how you want to run things and why he is what he wants to be. Like, and every time Michael B. Jordan spoke on screen, it was just phenomenal. His lines hit home. It was great, just simply great. This is his character in Fantastic Four. This is that character that should have portrayed. Like, when he was playing Human Torch, they should let him like have the reins like that, make Human Torch worth caring about. In this movie, Disney/Marvel gave Michael B. Jordan, said, hey man, make this character pop, and he made it pop. Then you get, I'm gonna mess her name up, Lupita Nyong'o? Nyong'o? I'm sorry. But she played Akita. She's a good supporting character. I didn't have no problem with her. Like, She was cool. She has a little funny scenes, and also Danai Gurira. I hope I'm saying their name. Oh, but she played Okoye, and she was another character, like stern, strict character. She kicked butt. She was a tough character. You didn't want to mess with her, and she was ferocious. I loved it. Loved her as a character, and great. Like once again, these two casts, this whole cast is great. Then you get Martin Freeman, who played Everett K. Ross. He was in Civil War. He was the guy trying to bring down Andy Serkis' Claw character, and come to find out he get dragged into this whole movie. He wasn't really much of anything. He was just there, just to kind of keep the whole Marvel MCU movie continuing. Now, here's one of the characters I wanted to see the most, and that was Daniel Kaluuya, who played in Get Out. I wanted to see his character in this movie. I knew he was in this movie. I want to know what he can do, and he played Kawabi. And I probably said that character's name wrong too. I am so horrible with these. But it was cool. Like, he was a side villain. Well, not really a side villain. He was a character who... He was an antagonist, I should say. He wanted to see Wakanda in a certain light. And he was like, we must take over. And the king at the time was like, no. And when T'Challa took over, he was like, no as well. So he wanted to see Wakanda grow. And his... motivation actually falls into where Killmonger's motivation is in this movie, which I'll talk about in the spoiler review. And once again, he was a solid character, solid choice. Like I love the actor, so him being in this movie did not deter me at all. It was great. It's great cast all around, man. Angela Bassett playing Ramona was great. Forrest Whitaker playing Zuri. Another great character. And also these characters also had a Forrest Whitaker character, Angela Bassett character, like they gave a little background story too, so that way you knew why they was there and what they was there for. Sterling K. Brown, who plays in This Is Us, played a character by the name of Nojobu. And I at first watching, I was like, wait, ain't that the guy from This Is Us? I couldn't remember. And then I was like, yeah, that is the character. It's the guy who plays This Is Us. And he was another big plot point to this movie. Like, anytime he was on screen, he did okay. Nothing wrong. Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw. He was in Avengers Age of Ultron. And, you know, it's Andy Serkis. What more do you want? And one more character I'll talk about is Letitia Wright. She played Shuri, which is Black Panther's sister in the movie. She's probably one of the most comic relief person in the movie. Like, she brought the quips, brought the jokes. And I thought she was great. I thought she was a great character. I want to see her more on screen, more other movies. So they did a good job with their cast. Great movie with the cast. Now, some of the knacks I might give this movie, one... It was kind of a slow start. It was a slow start up until we come into Killmonger being more of the antagonist of the movie. So it was a really slow start. There's scenes where I was like, okay, this is kind of dragging. And then it's a water fight scene. As a matter of fact, there's two of them where they're fighting like in a puddle of water. Not really a puddle of water, but more of like a waterfall. But the mid part of the waterfall, so there's some water here. And they're fighting in it. And the water would splash up in the screen and kind of get in the face, and sometimes you couldn't tell what the action was going on because there's so much water splashing. I didn't really like that as far as my taste. I was like, oh, it's too much. It's too much. I can tell what's happening, but it's a little too much. It wasn't as bad as like watching Transformers where you can't tell what anything's happening, but it was at the point where it's like kind of clouding the screen. The slow start was another thing I talked about already, but it was another thing, like it was slow all the way up to that certain point with Killmonger become the main antagonist. And I'm reiterating that because it was kind of dry slow. It wasn't like slow as like, oh my gosh, okay, we're getting it. Like, it was like a dry slow, like where we're getting a lot of backstory, getting a lot more character build up, this and that. And the few action we had was like, okay, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. And I don't know, I feel like that first part of the movie could have been done a little better to me. But that's just my opinion. It doesn't really hurt much of the movie, but it's kind of slow. Like, somebody's watching the movie thinking they'll get something big, grandiose out of it. No, you're going to get a kind of an origin slash continuation story of the Avengers series. And then, so that's my two little meh about it. But one thing I will say, the music in this movie is really good. The music, I like the music. And the color in the movie was good. Like, the movie had a good color scheme and the music was good. All right, so is this a Friday night, or I guess to say, should go watch this movie in theaters? Yes, should go watch this movie in theaters. This is one of the movies you should watch in theaters. Now, grading time. I'm going to give Black Panther an A-. An A- for the fact that it was kind of a slow start to the movie where you're just like, all right, we got to get it. Come on, we're talking. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, yep, all right, okay. Who is this? Okay, we get it. Like, that's how I felt. And then after that point, after Killmonger becomes a main antagonist, then you're like, all right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give this movie an A-. The action is good in the movie. The cast is great in the movie. The color scheme is good in the movie. Like, the colors using the right parts. Music was great in the right parts of the movie. It's everybody have a chance to shine in this movie. Yes, it's definitely an A-. Give this movie an A-, solid A-. What do you guys think of Black Panther? Please let me know. Please put it in the comment section below your thoughts on Black Panther. And please like, share, subscribe, follow. What else is there? Like, share, subscribe, follow. Whatever platform you listen to this on, please do that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. And see you guys on the next episode. Oh, because this is a movie review for a brand new movie. If you're going to watch the spoilers, see you guys in the spoiler episode. If not, see you guys on the next episode of Movie Breakdowns. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment in the comment section below. And please subscribe for more episodes of Grind Towards Success, movie breakdowns, or whatever it is you're watching on my channel. I have different stuff from interviews to other movie reviews to wrestling reviews. If you're a wrestling fan, please subscribe if you want to see all that and see what's going on. Also, you can follow me on Snapchat here. Follow me on Instagram there to see what I'm doing in my personal life as well as my business and Ninja Warrior. And lastly, you can watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success here. You can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns there. Thank you guys once again. I really appreciate it. See you next time. Keep being awesome.